Good morning, people. This is a 2013 Jeep Compass. It has a leaking radiator, so I'm going to cover replacement of the radiator today. First thing, I'm going to just go ahead and get this cover out of the way here. Alright. Next, I'll go ahead and remove the reservoir cap. Cooling system service port cap. That is not a reservoir. It is located on the upper cooling system hose going into the radiator. Push down and rotate counterclockwise. Next, I would like to drain the cooling system, and in order to do that, I will be removing the service panel. It is fastened on with 10mm bolts right here, all the way around. Just follow it. And on the sides, there are retaining pins holding the panel on. I'll be removing the retaining pins with a trim tool, cat claw. Correction, I'll be breaking them with a cat claw. So just get up behind the end of the pin here and pry them out like that with it. With the 10mm fasteners removed, the panel will come right out. In order to aid with access of the radiator, I will be removing this upper panel up on top of the vehicle using the trim tool here. It is fastened down with these retaining pins, which you need to get underneath the top portion of that. Pull the inner pin out, and that way, with the pin slid up, you'll be able to remove the entire pin. Something like that. That one broke. With some effort, that popped right out, so if it breaks, don't worry, you can just get replacement pins. Okay, it appears this pin did not break. So that's good. That'll be reusable. Actually, it did crack right there. It appears these pins are fragile. There are also a number of Torx 20 fasteners holding this panel to the front bumper here. All the way across. All out. This does give better access to the top of the radiator. It does appear that we'll need the cat claw one more time here. Okay, get this flap out of the way. Held on with multiple of these push pin retainers. Just remove all of them. This is where a long reach trim tool puller comes in handy, because this would be difficult otherwise. Had only one casualty on this one. All the rest of them are reusable. And this does give even more improved access to the radiator. At this point, I'm going to remove the radiator mounts right here. 10mm bolt here, 10mm bolt here. Keep in mind, I have not drained the cooling system yet. That is something I'm going to have to do. One more push pin to pop out right here. Actually, I'm just going to pop the cable off of that right there. See? Just pop it off. If you look closely here, you do see the carnage. Do you see that crack up close there? That's the crack causing the leak in the radiator. At this point, I'm going to prep for removal of the fan shroud right here, the fan shroud. All right, in order to do that, I'm going to go around and disconnect, with using that cat claw, the retainers for the wiring harness. There's one right there. One moment. See? Right there, you just reach in and release that. There's a better view of one. Just reach in and pop that off. Just working my way in here, you see it? Just kind of working back and forth and it'll pop out. I've already gotten these two over here. There's another retainer over here to just rotate and push outward a little bit. There we go. Alright, so if you look closely here, there's a connector on each fan motor. It does appear that there are mechanisms on each side, little tabs on the connector. I'm going to put a pick in there and just pry the tabs back, and that way the connector will slide right back. And look right in the middle there's another retainer I need to disconnect. Right there. Alright, you see that little tab right here to the right of the connector? I just, like I said, reached in with a pick and moved it outwards and the connector slid right off. Repeat that for the connector on the other fan motor. Alright, so in order to further aid in access, I'm going to go ahead and remove this bar. It's a 10mm bolt on each side right here, and two 13mm bolts on the sides. Take them all out. Last bolt. Nope, one more bolt right there. Do not arc the battery. Hold on. Cover the battery terminals so they don't arc with this here. There we go. Let's get that aside. Look at all that access now. You will want to remove the 10mm fastener holding the transmission cooler lines to the shroud. There we go. Okay, so the shroud was stuck, retaining tabs on top right here that it slides down into. I had to spray a little bit of penetrating oil on them to break the bond, and after that I just pulled outwards on the tabs and it slid right up. However, you're going to want to remove this upper radiator hose to get this to pass through the shroud. So I'm going to go ahead and get a large draining bucket underneath this area right here to catch the coolant that comes out when I remove this hose. Work it back and forth, slide it to the rear, get it off the nipple of the radiator. Get it about that far back. If your hose is stuck onto the radiator, using a big pair of channel locks like this, grab on firmly, rotate it to break the bond, and then you should be able to slide the hose right off. And there it comes. With that hose out of the way, you may need to push away on the cooler lines a little bit, but the shroud will come straight up. Set that nicely aside. Make sure it doesn't get hurt. All right. I disconnected the AC pressure transducer located over here. See? Just pushing on the tab and slid the connector back. Get that out of the way a little bit here. I am going to remove this lower radiator hose right here in the same manner as the upper radiator hose. It's the exact same procedure. Okay, I pulled up on the radiator, pushed it forward a little bit, and on the front here, on the bottom of each side, you see that 10mm bolt right in the center of the camera? That is the mounting bolt for the condenser onto the radiator. You need to remove that bolt on each side. There's the one on the other side, right in the middle of the camera. That's what I use to get them out. It's a ratcheting 10mm wrench. After that, grab up on the cooler lines and you'll be able to pull straight up. See? That'll release the condenser out of its retaining tangs right here. It'll slide straight up. The condenser has been dislocated off of the radiator. This is a little difficult. What I did is I pulled up on this side first, the passenger side of the radiator, and I'm going to route it underneath these cooler lines here, slowly, carefully, and take your time. Don't get frustrated. For access, I removed these two 13mm bolts here. That's going to give me some slack here. Yes, remove those two 13mm bolts and out it comes. Make sure you transfer these rubber grommets over from the bottom legs of the radiator to your new radiator. Alright, so the installation is reverse removal. I don't see a need to show that. Just make sure you swap these over. I recommend vacuum filling the cooling system, but if you don't have that, get a spill-free funnel kit. That'll do two things. It'll help you fill it because there's a funnel, and it'll also raise the high point of the cooling system up really high so that the air will naturally want to come out through the funnel there instead of being caught in the engine, which will help bleed the air out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. If so, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions that weren't addressed in this video, let me know below and I'll reply as quickly as I can. Thank you so much. Have a great day and good luck to you.